First of all, thank you very much for the compliments. I'm glad you love the blog. I'm glad, you think I got ripped abs and all this stuff, but none of us are perfect. You know what I mean? I got quite a bit of belly fat here too. I'm going to have to start working hard on getting rid of that stuff. But let's get to some of your questions. How do I get my pre-baby body back? Unfortunately, you can't, because your pre-baby body was 10 years younger, and since then, you've popped 4 watermelons out of your sweet little peach, okay? And that's a beautiful thing, because you brought 4 amazing little creatures into this magnificent world. And anyone who doesn't think it's a magnificent world is kind of looking at things the wrong way. Things aren't great for everybody, but it is what you make it to be. So hopefully, you're just doing the best you can with what you got. So as far as that's really not my expertise. I've never been pregnant, and I haven't worked with too many people, women that were trying to come back from that. I've read a little bit about it, and I've seen lots of people that do it. Unfortunately, a lot of them probably are actresses or something that might have had some surgery or something like that afterwards. I know you're going to have some marks. Your bodies have changed. That's the gift that you've given to the world. You've had the babies. Now this is what you have to show for it. So you might not be able to get that pre-baby body back because you can't go back in time, but you can go forward and do the very best you can with what you have. So you can make the best of your situation with a little bit of hard work and focus on your nutrition. We're going to get into all that. You said you're obsessed with the scale. In my opinion, the scale only really matters for the extreme weight cases, like the bottom 10% or the lightest 10% of the population and the heaviest 10% of the population, okay? So if you're a 70-pound woman, obviously the scale is giving you some feedback saying, hey, you need to get heavier. You've got to gain some muscle. You are not healthy. That's way too light. But how many people are that light? I'm throwing an arbitrary number out. Maybe 10% of the population is in that category. And then you got the other end of the spectrum, the morbidly obese, the sickly, the people that can't get out of bed on their own. These people, 700 pounds, 600, 500 pounds, whatever, they can't do things on their own. They need help. They have so much fat clogging themselves up, pushing on their organs and all that. They need to worry about the scale. But the 80% in the middle, eliminate the 10% on this side, the 10% on that side. What about the rest of us? The rest of us people, it's not so much the scale that you need to worry about. You might be 40 or 50 pounds overweight. Most women, it's just a vanity 5 or 10 pounds. And you're like, yeah, if I have a glass of water, I could go up 1 or 2%, 1 or 2 pounds. And that 1 or 2 pounds might be like a 20% jump in your mind, because you're looking at like a 5-pound difference. 1 pound out of 5 is 20%. So, but really, that's not the issue. You could go take a shit or have like take a pee, and you might lose a little bit of weight. So don't worry about the scale. If you're in the middle, you need to focus on being healthy and getting better. Let the people on the extreme ends of the spectrum, the extremely light, the extremely heavy, the scale is a little bit more important for them, but not the 80% of us in the middle. Okay? Diet or exercise, what's more important? It's going to come back to your goals. If your goal is just like bodybuilding, what do I look like? Then diet is going to be extremely important. Like you're talking about lean body mass and like again, just like a vain aspect. Diet is critical. Diet's going to be very important for your health and for body composition. I think your diet is the more important aspect as far as body composition goes. But when it comes to performance, athletics, things like that, you have to train. You've got to train your butt off. Case in point, I just lived with 4 other guys over in Poland that ate like shit every day, and they know, and hopefully they see this, and because I've told them every day, you guys eat like freaking shit. And most athletes, lots and lots of athletes, look at professional football players, any high school athlete, a lot of these guys are running touchdowns, slam dunking basketballs, eating McDonald's constantly, eating like absolute shit, but they're performing like badass beasts. I don't know. So exercise is really important if you're talking about the performance aspect, if you're talking about health, general fitness and well-being, body composition. Diet's going to be a little bit more important for you. You're talking about having the complete package. You need them both. You need them both. You got to eat the best sources of food available, and you have to train in a sensible fashion that relates to your lifestyle and your goals. You don't need to train like an insane athlete if you're a mechanic and you know, or whatever, you're just like average Joe. Or at the same time, if you are trying to be an advanced athlete and you know, trying to be elite, you can't just do average shit. If you want to be advanced, you got to train advanced. You got to do the shit that the rest of the people aren't doing. So to answer your question, you know, exercise is very important, but nutrition is critical if you're talking about health and well-being and you know, being a mom, 4 kids, things like that. That's probably going to be a little bit more important for you right there. Drinking.